Yahoo! Welcome to Environmental Coffee House. It is so good to be back on YouTube. I'm thrilled. Wow. And here we are, back on YouTube. Took me a minute to get it set up to go live, but it's great to see you guys. And I am going to say hi to everybody that is here because it's really important to me. Hello, Billy Joe's Mo and Nunya and Kim. Hi, Kim. Mwah, Kim. And I don't think Kim, our moderator, Kim, will be here because it's too early for her. David Lutz, hi. And Wanda, thank you so much. That is just so fantastic. Oh, my God. Thank you. And Jan and Bee's Knees and Dale and David. Oh, David. Well, at least you can watch. I hope you feel better. And Etch, everybody, Nunya, it's just great, great. Raza, hello. Hello, Raza. It's true. Hell can freeze over. Welcome back to the Eco Queen, Sandy Shellis. Doom or no doom? Yeah, well, it was kind of doomy. And hello, Barry. I think that this is fantastic to have you guys with me. And Bila, it's great. It's a Sunday morning. I don't have a ton planned. We're going to talk. I have a few things I want to talk about. I want to talk about inside the EPA and the issue with doing that show with in-depth information. And I want to talk about just what's going to happen with the channel, where we're going to go. Right now, I am on YouTube, Facebook, X, and Twitch at the same time. So I am looking to see how it looks on all those channels because I'm pretty sure I have the bandwidth, but I don't know. I depend on you guys to let me know how it looks. So let me see. I'm going to look at one of them. I'm going to look at, let's see how it looks on X. And I'm on X. And somebody bought me the membership, so I'm going to. So it's up to you guys to let me know how clear this is or whatever as I drink my coffee. I don't know if any of you are on anything but YouTube, but I'm kind of looking. It looks a little, I don't know. Maybe I won't have enough bandwidth to do all of them, but I don't want to go back to Restream. I used to use Restream, and then you go through Restream, and what they do is that they stream it out for you. All right. Well, now I'm on Ecamm Live, which has been my software for years. And Ecamm Live is a really good platform. I love them. And let me see what it looks like on the phone. You know, this is all testing. It's kind of like not the greatest. It looks like it's kind of mixed up, not that great. So we might have to I might have to, do more testing and stuff. Looks great on Twitch, huh? All right, that's wonderful. We'll see. Ecamm now handles. I need 6.2 megabytes of speed to run to 4 different channels. And then I also want to go on Substack, but Substack's a little different. Substack you have to set up differently. You have to set it up every single time with a different key. I think it's called, on with the RMTP, I believe it is. So not sure. Not sure. This morning is Sunday morning, and it's oh hi Mark. Oh, Mark, is great to see you, Mark. It's so great to see all of you. Let's play a game. Let's see if I can change the color of the, there you go. I like that. And maybe let's see if we can change. Again, I'm just playing. I've been doing this. Let's change the text color to black. So it's okay. All right, there we go. Yep, back. Yep. I don't know what kind of lag there is. I'm looking at it and I can see it kind of looks shitty, but if it does, I'm just going to have to stream to less places. What places do I not have to stream to? We'll see, right? I'm glad to be back also. Let me tell you, this was a long haul, which you well know. I documented it on every channel that I was on except for YouTube. And YouTube actually did send me something. Let me pull it up. I'm going to read it. I'm not going to show it. It's in my pictures. I had made it because Cheryl Josie went in person. So I really don't know if it was what she did or not. I don't know. Honestly, they're very vague, and I'll read to you how vague they are. Okay, where's the vagueness? Oh, I made a graphic. Maybe it didn't save. All right, hang on a second, guys. See, I told you I'm not wonderfully prepared for this, but I can see if I have the graphic somewhere. It might be here. But it's great to see you guys. I mean, so absolutely fantastic on YouTube. Because face it, people didn't want to okay, that's good to know. It's pixelating video, quality comes and goes. That's what I need to know because I can't really afford anything else. YouTube, Restream is another subscription. And while through the summer, I did not give up my subscriptions yet. If it was going to be 6 months, I was. Because all this shit's expensive. I'm on a limited income. YouTube, I lost that income. I lost people from Buy Me a Coffee. People and face it, everybody likes YouTube, even though we are sorry, I have to do this. Ooh, for me. Wait. Where's that one? We're older now, though, so pixelation helps smooth the edges. Yeah, really. I got plenty of shit to smooth. I got a lot of active kitties downstairs too. And I really need to turn the Ring camera on. Like I say all the time, I am Miss Jevons Paradox, and I am going to get a sash that says Miss Jevons Paradox because I have cameras downstairs that watch these kitties. And I am a mama of 5 fosters, and the mother cat, as I've told you guys, went home to her mother, who I found on the Facebook Lost and Found Pets where I live. So they're very cute, but I do have cameras downstairs, and every time Ring has a sale, I'll get a camera if I can afford it, because they'll have a sale for like $69, and I can't help myself. It's disgusting. It's too many people watching. Well, it says 31 people. I don't know how many are on. 31 on. So 33. So now nobody's watching. And we will determine who watches on what platform. That would be, We're not needing high quality video. You could just do an avatar. No, you gotta watch me. I gotta talk. Yeah, right. No, I'm sorry. No, wait, wait, wait. That cannot be happening. That is not happening. They are not. Listen, I'm not going down that rabbit hole. Let's flush. The big oil is watching away. First flush of the day. Yay! Okay. They're not jamming this. They are. No. Big toilet water might be. Okay. Shade Dragon. Hello, darling. And you know I will be back on I'm going to be on this space when they fit me in to do my environmental show. All right, let's start out with talking about that. And where's Melanie? Good morning, Melanie, my darling Melanie. Where are you? There you are. It's great to see everybody here. Face it, like I said, everybody just and we'll do the super chats after because I forgot what they were like, right? But there's going to be things that'll change and there'll be new. With me, it's always difficult with the timing. Right now is September. I'm harvesting. Right after I get off of this, I'll be cutting up tomatoes to sun dry them and make more sun dried tomatoes. I got a zillion cucumbers I have to cut up, and I've got to make pickles. So I will be canning pickles, for gifts like dills and bread and butter. And I have a lot of work to do, plus the kittens, plus the mother, which I told you she's gone. She went back to her home. So these kittens, I am the mama. They all have homes and they will not be here, but they for another I think they will be here for another 3 weeks. Hang on, let me show you. I'll just show you, of course. Bear with me. They are so cute. And again, this went from having just one little thing for the kittens to a whole big foster room that my friend Scott came and took all the shit that I had everywhere and did it. So they're very cute. They're really very cute. Let's see this one. I told you I missed Jevon's Paradox. They have a lot of fun playing and I can see what's going on, but I do spend time with them. You have to. You really have to spend time with them. If you don't, spend time with them, they don't socialize right, you know? So, um, my face pixelate a bit when I move. YouTube compression. I don't know. It may be that I have to test. I'm going to have to test with, let's say, just YouTube or just YouTube and Facebook. I'll be doing tests. So for now on, you see that I'm working on the cats. They can't go to their new homes till the beginning of October, but they all have new homes thanks to my daughter. I've taken wonderful care of them. They are adorable, but it is cold down there, and I have an electric heater on for them. My basement is freezing compared to the rest of the house because I live upstairs. So I got electric heater on, and for the first time, they heard the overhead. It's like a garage heater. It's overhead, but it's propane. It's gross, but it warms up their area, and they were scared shitless the first time it went on because it's noisy. Hmm. It's very noisy. But now I think they're getting used to it if they want their little butts warm. I've covered up. They're warm, but they're here for another 3 weeks. Do you know it's like a lot of work? Yeah, kittens committing crimes. Yeah. Well, I've had to put more siding, this old siding I had in the front because they're climbing up their catio and then they're going to end up getting over it. And I don't want them hurt in the basement. And I told my daughter, I said, how long do you think it's going to be before these goddamn kittens are upstairs just running the house with all the rest of the old cats? Right? Yeah. Okay. So enough with the cats. That's that. YouTube, I'm back. As I said when I was on Left Past 10 the other night, I do think it was a combination of the video I made on X to YouTube creators with the explanation, and Cheryl Josie. If I could find that graphic, I could read to you what I'm going to find it. What YouTube had written back. Okay, here. YouTube wrote back and they said, "We have some good news for you. Our team took another look and we have reinstated your channel with 500 hours of video uploaded every minute to YouTube. We count on our community members to know our community guidelines and to flag content they believe violates them. When this is brought to our attention, we review and we take appropriate action, including restoring videos or channels that have been removed." Okay. So, and then it's more information. So Cheryl Josie, she went to Google in person. And that could have been the restoring videos or channels that have been removed. But read this. Again, 500 hours of video uploaded every minute to YouTube. We count on our community members to know our community guidelines and to flag content they believe violates them. When this is brought to our attention, we review content and take appropriate action, restoring videos. So obviously, the appropriate action was restoring the video. I don't know if I was mass reported. I'll never know any of it. I didn't want to go down that rabbit hole. I went down just the AI thing, because that's exactly what I understood that I thought happened. And that was the video appeal I made. I don't live in a paranoid world, you know. I mean, there's enough you could be paranoid about. Jesus, we're collapsing. We're in a polycrisis. We're an overshoot. I mean, there's enough, right? But I can't live my life that way. So I had to look for technical reasons why this would happen. And my brother was a big help, as I've said before, because my brother is an amazing IT guy. I mean, he knows like everything. And for some reason now, let's see, okay. I'm trying to get all, okay, here we go. Hello, Scott. Yes, it is great to see me back. Not that I ever left. I was just on Twitch and X. I know everybody hates X, but you know what? What's his name? Elon got his. I mean, obviously, Elon got treated like shit, used up, kicked out, washed up, did nothing. Doge did absolutely nothing. Nope. Doge did absolutely nothing. Yeah, paranoia doesn't work at mimosa parties. You know, I don't have any orange juice ever or anything like that, but I'm drinking my coffee mimosa. How's that? We're all having coffee. It is Environmental Coffee House. Of course, I'm drinking my half-calf, high antioxidant, low acid coffee. That means I could just drink twice as much with coconut milk, which is probably not sustainable, probably awful, and stevia for the sweetener. There you go. Badoom boom, you know? And look at lightning rod. Shade Dragon, not sure about that, friend. The existing jet stream fuckery drew a line across North America this week with polar air above the Great Lakes and warm, moist Gulf of Mexico. Fuck the Gulf. Yeah, Gulf of Mexico. And how do we love that Department of War shit? How's that going for us? Pentagon officials are pissed. Most of them are. And you know what? This crap is going to, it's like, okay, the SEAL. 700,000 facilities around the world. And it's ridiculous. The Department of War? What happened to he's the peace president? What happened to all these people in MAGA voting for this clueless, orange-haired, orange turd because he was against war, and now he's bombing Venezuelan ships with no proof at all who was on it, just making the statement. So now they could bomb anybody. They could do anything they think. Well, what's going to happen? What's going to happen is someone's going to get pissed and someone's going to say, well, F you, the United States, you know? But this is, it's domestic political audiences, which is what Politico had said. And it's going to be millions of dollars. It will have absolutely no impact on Chinese or Russian calculations. It'll be used by our enemies to portray the United States as as warmongering and a threat to international stability. Well, what do you think? How long have we been warmongering? How long have we been a warmongering country? Quite a long time. Everything I remember, geez, whole Bush thing. I went to Iraq. I went to DC and protested Iraq 1, Iraq 2, simply got on the buses at UB and went to DC. And that age is going away. If they militarize these cities, so there won't be protesting. And environmental protesting is something that was a bedrock, even if it did nothing. It awakened some people, I'm sure, and not woke and woke ideology and all that bullshit on critical race theory, which is all a lie. And I found some of my information from when I was an affirmative action officer, and it's all such lies. The right wing, the Reich wing, they're all such friggin' liars. I mean, think about this. Hegseth, the Department of War. And then there's Tulsi Gabbard, complete liar. What happened to her bullshit with oh, it was Obama's fault, all that. She turned out to be a disgusting liar. Lee Zeldin, who I will be doing my shows, I hate that guy. So yeah, and Jean Pirro, I know she was once, whatever, she was a prosecutor. If she remembers anything, now she's in DC. Yeah, it's pretty sad. These people are, and then, oh my God, Antonio and I did a show, which I'll probably upload to YouTube, on RFK Jr. and his sidekick. Well, we didn't mention Dr. Oz very much, but it's the Fox News administration of clueless morons, of people that really don't have much in the way of intelligence, and it is an anti-science world. And you bet, no matter what we have felt in the past, okay, I am going to review Michael Mann and Dr. Hotez's book, Science Under Siege, where they say plutocrats, pros, petrostates, phonies, and the press. Those are the 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a call to arms and a roadmap for dismantling the forces of anti-science. And if I could get Dr. Mann on as an interview, I think it would be really important, because I don't care what you feel from the past or what he said about doomers or any of it, because I made my peace in 2021. This is important. This anti-science world, and Hotez, threats to him. Mann's gotten threats to him. Hotez is I don't know if he's an immunologist or a vaccinologist, but I'm going to find out. I would like to interview Mann because I think it would be important. And I would expect everyone to behave themselves regardless of the past. But I've got to read the book first, because I certainly hope there's no speak on doomers, because I get sick of that. Because as we've proven, doomers do more. I do way more than the normal, average, everyday bear. And I am disabled on my entire lumbar spine. And I'm still harvesting my garden. Yeah, it was a painful summer, but I'm still doing this. And so many of you out there, yeah. Well, we'll see. He was, but we'll see. I got to read the book before I interview. And good morning. Good morning, Sam. It's great to see you here. Yep. My buddy who may be the king of the doomers, but he does more, and he would be here no matter what to help me out, because as he used to say all the time, he's a performance artist, and he really should be using the name of his other channel, the altar channel that has a lot of good stuff on it, and all the interviews he did over the years, Sam Mitchell. So we can, and I will say realists. The problem with realists is that the climate deniers, the Heartland Institute, and Project 2025, they stole the word. They took it. They call them. They have newsletters out there that lie about everything, and I made that video, and people thought maybe because I made that 3-minute video that I read Ugo Bardi's piece on on CO2, the I Love CO2 campaign, which is just incredible bullshit. Seems to be my favorite word right now is bullshit because it's all bullshit. Like I had done a video. What haven't I done a video on? What have I not done? A small documentary or a music video. I may have to tone down a bit. Maybe. I know I hate to say it. I know that it's an awful thing, but I may have to tone down a bit. We are in the, the Fifth Reich in the United States. We're in a time where you just have to be careful. Okay, I could say bullshit, and it's not capitulating because I will never capitulate. I just don't want to lose my channel and go through that stress again. Listen, I'm not anywhere as graphic as I've had it. Jennifer Welch and whatever her name is, the other one. What do they call him? Taco tits and all that. I'm not. I call him the orange turd. Okay, fine. Yeah, he's disgusting. She's, and what they don't know about Tulsi Gabbard is that she wrote the Off Fossil Fuels for a Better Future Act, which I've talked about, which was actually really good. But the Democratic Party, pumps. That's it, pumps. They have a lot of money behind them. They have a professional student. Her name is Pumps on that show. And it was Antonio turned me on to their show. But they say a lot of stuff. They don't get thrown off. And when I was doing my research, because I am a natural researcher, not the do your research like during COVID bull crap where nobody knows, they're just going to pick out an article or a video by like Dr. Campbell, that grifter. They're going to pick out and if you don't like what I say, then don't be here. But there's a lot of problems, and they do a good job, but they're not doing anything that's different from so many of the other political channels on the left, although they are more progressive. And you would look at those two ladies that look like the Desperate Housewives, and you would think, that's what Antonio says, you would think that they are, more centrist, but they're not. They are completely pro Mamdani, and they like to talk about Bernie. They like progressive values, which I do, feel good about that. But they're not saying anything that different from all the other channels, a lot of things. Maybe not so much our hardcore lefty channels, which I'm associated with, which is where I live, which is where I belong. But yet, I still watch Midas Touch, because I think they've done an incredible job building up their network, and they are progressive. And now they have Charlie Angus as Midas Canada. So, hey, I give them a lot of credit. And believe it or not, I watch the Bulwark because I like Tim Smith and I like to hear what they're saying. I do a lot of different things, and I watch the science. Of course, I watch the science channels. I watch Paul all the time. I watch Paul and Jim Massa. I watch his. And yeah, you're goddamn right. Canada strong. I have my Canadian flag outside my house. But I also have an American flag. So if any clueless moron wants to come over here and try to hurt me, you're in for something. Yeah. Because I'm tough. Biker bitch tough. Although I have to tell you, my intro with the music, Don't Shoot the Messenger, which I really love. I've got to write to the singer because it is a copyright. And at first, it was a copyright that allowed you to play it and share the revenue, which I've always said, yay, share the revenue. I don't even want it. Give her the revenue. It's her music. I just put the video to it for a 56-second intro. Boy, these cats, my gosh, I've got to look at these cats. I'm getting all of these movements. I wish they would just go to sleep already. Usually I know everything these little kitties do. There's 5 of them. So anyway, I've gone through a lot this morning. I'm just really kind of free associating. But this Department of War, this Tulsi Gabbard, who wrote the Off Fossil Fuel for a Better Future Act, where I was going with that was she was the chair of the Democratic National Committee. And because she supported Bernie, they shit canned her. So she got angry, looked for a home, but also looked for the grift. So for 5 minutes, we really liked her because the Off Fossil Fuels for a Better Future Act was a good piece of legislation. And as Antonio says, the Green New Deal, whether or not you think it's really going to work and you don't like, you like renewables, you don't, whatever, we're still alive here in this country. We're still working. We're still trying to breathe. We're still trying to buy food. And the Green New Deal is what Antonio says is the jobs, is the future jobs. He's young. He's going to be 32. Mm-hmm. So, hi, Nadia. I had to do it with that message. What message? What's wrong? Well, anyway, I'm as tough as a marshmallow. Oh yeah, okay. You think so, and you're scared of me half the time if I yell at you. Oh, that's personal relationship. I'm sorry, Sam. So guess who I have for Tuesday night for my first real official coming back show on Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, Dr. Elliot Jacobs. Yep, Jacobson. Dr. Elliot Jacobson. We are going to talk about, a lot of things. We're going to talk about CO2. Let me see if I have one graph. Maybe there's one graph I can show if I have it on here. Probably not because I didn't set up anything today. Hang on. If I could, I'll show you one graph that, and you'll understand kind of what where we're going to. Earth albedo. Wait, that's not the one. I really want to go through. I'll find it. Hang on. Is it sea surface temperature? It's the CO2, but it's all of them. We're going back to the science. Let me show you one. What's this one? This is precip. All right, we have a lot of stuff. I'm looking for, here we go. This is it. Let me open this one. And like I said, forgive me for being kind of, sloppy here, but I got to move this one over, get it off, get it up, because like I said, guys, I did not set up a whole lot, but I'm going to put this one up right here. Okay, atmospheric CO2 at Mauna Loa, which we really aren't going to have for very long. But we're going to be talking about all of these things Tuesday night because I really need to get back into the science, and it's very important for me to get back in the science. And even though, wait a minute, Antonio told me the first time I met him 10 years ago that his job after finishing college would be scrounging for food. Well, it hasn't happened yet, but it's not lost on him. Uh-oh, what went wrong? Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh, I lost YouTube on my... You didn't lose YouTube, did you? Okay, because I lost it on my computer. That was really weird. Well, like I said, this is all just me getting back into the swing of things. I lost it on my computer, but it's still on my phone, so here we go. All right, yeah, buy me a coffee. That's a great thing. Or join the channel again. Rejoin the channel because, quite frankly, I can't do this. I'm a broke joke. I mean, I'm not whining about money. I own my house. And as you see behind me, that's a picture. I don't know if you can actually really see all of it, but, that's my garden and my whatever. That's the Trump idiot neighbor's barn, which I tried to buy at one time, and then he wasn't really the easiest person, but oh, that's very cool. Okay. Well, listen, I appreciate all of it, and I'm not going to whine for money, but I've got a lot. I've got the internet. I've got a business internet, which is faster. I've got broadband. I've got all these different platforms. I'm starting on Substack, which I want it free because I'm not writing yet, but I am putting things on Substack because I think Substack feels like a comfortable place. I like Twitch, but I don't think Twitch really is Although I'm not sure if there are any climate and environmental people on Twitch that would do shows like me. So we'll see, how it goes. Um, Hi, Rishi. Rishi was really great. He had that bootleg channel, so it's still there. It's still there. And I think we got to give Rishi a hand for putting up that bootleg channel. Yep. Yep, 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 yep. Okay, imagine if you could whine for money, I'd go up a tax bracket. Whining. Okay. I know you want me back on Fridays. I know right now I'm doing Tuesdays and I'm going to be doing every other Saturday with Antonio Reed. I don't know until I end of September. I get the kittens have to go to their homes. I need to process all of my vegetables. I need to close up my property. I need to get all the firewood up on the deck. I mean, there's so much to do. I'm one person and I have to hire people. And that's another thing because I'm so disabled in my lower spine. I mean, I read it on a Twitch show. I read my entire thing. I read what was wrong with me. Every L, everything. It's all impinged on nerves. And then, after that surgery, hi, Linda. After that surgery, I had August 2nd, and then I hemorrhaged and almost died. Had to get rushed to the hospital for emergency surgery. I became anemic. So it has been, well, I can honestly say, one of the worst summers of my life, although I can't tell you that I can remember all the summers of my life. I suffer from OLD. Two things, OLD, and I suffer from largesse. And as many times as I have been running up and down the steps, because I live upstairs and the cats are downstairs, and I run up and down those steps 25 times a day, I put on weight during the summer out of sheer misery, whatever. So I will be, back on track again and doing what I need to do. Absolutely. So, no, you would not. I don't think so. L1 through all the way down. I don't know. Your shoulder's going to heal. My back is never going to heal, and I'm not having any more surgery. Yeah. Let's see who's asking me about Hal Sparks. Good morning. It's been a while. Are you still watching? Yes, I do. Hi, Sean. Welcome to Environmental Coffee House. I don't always agree with Hal on everything. Hal, he's a little weird when it comes to, he's more centrist, but I still watch Hal because Hal Sparks is brilliant at showing people that I would never watch, like Sebastian Gorka or any of those people on the right with those podcasts. He shows them, he dissects them, he's on target. So I am a fan of Hal. He knows I don't agree with him on everything. I don't. And you don't have to. You really don't. If you sit and watch a channel, like who agrees with me on everything? You don't have to. I have a certain stand on RFK Jr. You like him? Fine. I don't. I think he's a phony, and I don't think he's professional for the job. I think he has no experience. I like some of his ideas, but yet, you're talking about lousy food, but are you going after the corporations that are producing the lousy food, or are you just going to put the onus on people? And then when you go shopping, how hard is it, to do that, to really be out there and training people, and not just training people by going to a farm event and riding pushing in a stupid exercise bike and drinking a smoothie or making a smoothie. That's not how you do it. And everything he hires, they're all cracks and crackpots. I'm waiting for him to try to have Dr. Campbell as his UK correspondent or whatever the hell, because RFK Jr. is a fake, phony, and a fraud and should not be in charge of HHS. And probably there'll be people on Twitter that don't like what I say and think I look like I give a shit. I'm bitchcraft, the art of telling the truth. And it's all backed by science is what I do. Yeah, he is a phony baloney. I don't know how Cheryl stays. I don't know. Look, he makes his money through biomedical companies. If people get sicker, he gets richer. I don't know that. Shade Dragon, I don't, but you're giving me ideas. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they're horrible. Hi, Thomas. Um, I want to wait. Oh, Sean, we are on Team Eager Beaver as well. I love you guys. Now, I didn't watch everybody all summer at all. And I will tell you another thing. I didn't participate in a lot of chats at all, live chats. This summer was, like I said, it was a weird summer, but I was also super busy trying to rebuild that garden. As disabled as I am, I suffered from a lot of pain. And what I wanted to tell you was when I had that emergency surgery August 2nd, because they had put stitches in me that were dissolvable when they should have put in the first place the staples for the surgery I had, which I'm going to do a show about that. Actually, I'm not going to talk about it right now, but Kristen, yes, Kristen, oh my God, I love you too, sweetheart, and I hope you're healing. I love her, our Connecticut sister. She's a beautiful girl. Oh, you're so silly. I thought you met someone. Anyway, um, okay, so this is just very free thought. I'm not even, nothing is planned here. I had a few notes, and I'm going to talk about also the Epstein files because I want them released. And I have talked about this before. Someone on my Facebook said to me, well, there's a lot of people on there. Maybe you should be careful what you wish for. And to that I say, F you. Okay. I wish for all of them. I don't care who they are. Left, right, middle, center, king, queen, whatever. They should all, this has to be a baseline here. Release them all. The world has to stop worshiping at billionaires' feet. The world has to stop. The United States has to stop electing billionaires like the Bush dynasty and loser orange turd. It has to stop. Yeah, I hear you. Well, because QAnon was a big thing about getting that off, getting that out, agreeing with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Well, she, to a degree, yeah, because she's with the women, but yet she's not with the women for pro-choice. Not at all. Not at all. No, she's more a Project 2025 babe. She is, it's happening, right? Civil and human rights, dismantling protections for marginalized communities. And these policy changes are happening. They're rolling back protections against discrimination based on gender identity and sex orientation, restricting reproductive freedom, nationwide bans on abortion, limit access to contraception, which is really messed up, the traditional nuclear family. What the hell is that anymore? A mom and dad? Sure, and then they get divorced. And the unitary executive, which they're really trying to have, very expanded presidential powers, and that's a threat. And we're seeing that now, 8 months later, going on nine. It's 9 months later, right? Going on 9 months later, federal agencies under presidential control, which is like rendering our Congress really impotent. Like my Limp Dick Langworthy doesn't answer the calls now, and I call, and reclassifying all those civil servants and taking away all of their union rights. They got rid of SNAP now. Medicaid's next. Funding to Head Start for low-income kids. Just pop them out, but have no way to take care of them if you pop them out, except for lowering the age of working in the United States so 13-year-old kids can pick vegetables. But they will be white kids. Oh, God, no. No, no, no. And then, of course, funding for programs related to climate mitigation and renewable energy. abolishing the NOAA, which in rolling back the environmental protections, there's always going to be a lot for me to talk about under this environmental umbrella. Okay. So, threats, civil rights, forget it. What are civil rights? What are civil rights? It's a really bad thing. Yeah. Bill Clinton was also involved in the scandal of forcing prison inmates to give blood, which was never screened and passed around internationally behind the Bastards Did Not episode. Right. He was I hope he's goddamn in the Epstein files. And then we can say, Hillary, why stay with him? Which I don't understand. I never understand. How do you stand by a man like that other than power? And I didn't like her when she was hijacking the Senate seat from New York State because Bill had an apartment in Harlem. Fuck that. You know? That's why I didn't vote for her or like her. Because she just was given everything. I mean, when she was running for senator in New York, of course, all the centrist Democrats were going to vote for her because that's what they were told to do. You know, yep. Have we moved on to trillionaires yet? We're moving there. We are moving there. Goddamn right we are. Yep, we are moving there, guys. We are. So how many people we have watching on 41 on YouTube, but I got 86 altogether, which means that there are, and I can't tell how many are watching on Facebook or Twitch actually right now. One. All right. See, that's the decision I'm going to have to make. It seems like X is pretty good. So even though we hate some people, or just very much dislike them. No better way to control a country and support you rely on like having terrible dirt on its most powerful decision makers. Yeah, I just wonder what's the dirt that they have on Israel. Israel, people call it Israel hell. And I mean, can you even say the name of the place where ethnic cleansing is being taken, is happening, and their lovely plan to take over with the Riviera of you know where? How disgusting. The axis of evil is Nettie Boy, BB, the orange turd, and Putain. Yeah, that's the axis of evil, in my opinion. Melanie, the rich around the planet want total global corporate techno-feudalism. They want a control amount of slaves and more and what they want without any accountability or consequences. And that's what we're starting to see with the Supreme Court. And I'm just wondering if the Supreme Court, do you think any of them have remorse on what they did and what they let loose? You think? Any of them? I hardly even want to go out, quite frankly. I mean, I'm a pasty white woman who lives in a very red area. I'm a little blue-green dot in a red area, but by virtue of the fact that I have some privilege, I don't have to leave my place if I don't want to. And I can stay here, and I don't want to. But I don't want to feel like that for the next 3 years. But even though I got my YouTube back, who's watching, right? You know, who is watching? And what they had told me was the sexualization of minors and violating the Child Safety Act, which everybody knows was BS. And of course, they never apologized or said it. It was very vague. But who knows if that could have put a target on my back? And I don't care what you say. I'm not such a pussycat. If you corner me, I will hurt you. And I have the means to do it. Because I am an American. And I have a concealed carry. And I have been trained. And I have weapons because I live in America. And I am here alone. Which everybody knows, so it's nothing to say. But, you know, You don't ride a Harley for 36 years with the tough ones, clubs. And that's a whole other thing I wanted to talk about was motorcycle clubs and maybe their association in the trafficking thing because I saw it. But my daughter wants me to go on Soft White Underbelly. She says, Mark can protect me if I tell my entire story about everything I saw, but it's decades ago. And I did make a video. I have it here. I don't know if you want to hear it or if I should wait, but I'm gonna wait because I think that'll be a different show if I do it myself or if I do that and my kid goes with me to California. Maybe Sam, you can help me get in touch with Mark. I don't know. I think maybe it's time because it's been happening. I don't know where Epstein was in the early 80s, but it's been happening in every echelon. Trafficking is a thing. And that's why I am involved in wanting these Epstein files released. And I don't give a shit who's on them. Like I said earlier, left, right, center, up, down. I want to know. Yep, because it could be the start of something, of people saying, maybe it isn't so great to worship on the billionaires' toenails and sit and lick their feet. Oh, wow, Elliot. Love his new epithet, ethical pessimist. Well, yeah, he'll be with me Tuesday night. Let's not forget Sandy, catastrophic climate collapse is still fucking over the world. Well, we'll see. Raza, what are you writing? The billionaires are busy studying and feverishly taking notes from IDF policy and actions in you know where and the you know where. Yep, 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 yep. Horrible. And I'd say like there's a lot of Israelis that are protesting that don't like this. I mean, there are actual lefty, they're not all brainwashed in Israel, but they want their hostages released who are dead. They don't believe that Bibi is the guy. And Haaretz is the most left-leaning publication which you can look at. Not the Times of Israel. That sucks. Mm-mm. Yeah. The rich, religious zealots and cultists commit the most. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. There are some very good channels that do talk about all these hypocritical pastors, which I've done. I've made videos. I actually had to take down a video several years ago that I used from YouTube clips of some little awful church and how hideous and horrible the things that this guy was saying. But because YouTube said it was hate speech, even though I got it from them and I wasn't doing the hate speech, you have to be careful on your little documentaries. And I like to make documentaries. I could say it. I'll say it. Say Gaza. But that APEC has control. So I want to be careful. I don't want to lose my channel right away. You all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, we're going to have to come up with buzzwords for things. We're going to have our own almost Morse code. And it is pathetic. Yeah, okay. This is a good source also. Mondaweiss. But, my channel is an environmental, climate, science channel. Yet, we all know that off the Gaza Strip is oil. And Jessica Wildfire said that way in the beginning, that part of this is for oil. Mm-hmm. And it's not that I'm not allowed. I don't know what I'm allowed to do. It's not allowed. It's a different era. We never thought about this stuff before January 2026, 5. Okay? Yeah. Environmental justice. Which is what you talk about on the Climate Crisis Club on Saturday mornings, which is a space. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, anyway, let's see. Forget the fictions of redacted lists. Get the phone records to identify who frequent the New York City townhouse mansion where New York City officials did scheme to lose all the videotape evidence. Isn't that disgusting? It's disgusting. I mean, I could probably think of people that maybe were in circles I was in the 80s that knew Jeffrey Epstein. I'm sure there are. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so you got banned again, huh? And TikTok is not American country, so I don't know. I don't know any of that. And if I don't know something for a fact, I'm not going to talk about it unless there are really credible journalist backups or there are scientific studies on the science that I present. And I'm interested in the book, Man and Hotez's book, very much. Very much. And oh, yeah, the data centers are drying up wells and polluting and poisoning the air and land, not to mention causing everybody's electric bill to go up. That's where they're putting, because that's where they're putting the hidden costs at. I will be. I'm looking at when the next meeting is for me to go to my local uh, county meeting and present my information, data on these data centers that we have to keep them out of here. I ordered the book. So we'll see what happens. That's if I have time. That I got to try to find time to read books. That's why I like audiobooks. Audiobooks I can be in the garden, have the headset on and listen, to all that. All right, well, we've been how long have I been? An hour. An hour on Sunday morning having coffee with you. Mhm. Coffee with you and happy to be back on YouTube. Let me see, do I have anything else to show? No, really, I did not, I didn't do much. This is Substack header. I want to do more on Substack, but then again, like I said, I'm one person and I have to now, I can't believe I'm saying that it's September and I start having to think about closing up and doing all this processing and prepping and all, because the pickles will be Christmas presents because that's what I can afford. I grew up and you're getting pickles for Christmas. Absolutely. You're getting pickles for Christmas. And I guess there was one more thing that I had wanted to talk about, and that is the Inside the EPA, which I started with earlier. It is a publication. It's an online news service. I really want it. It's going to help me do the show, but it's a subscription service. Unfortunately, it's like $1,000 a year. I don't have it. And they said they would work with me on payments, but I can't even do that. But they have it's really a pretty good newsletter. Let me see if I can get this up for a second and and see what it looks like. I don't want to get in trouble for showing you, but this is it. And it's I'm on the 30-day free access, but the stuff they have in there is, I think, really good, and that would make a show for me phenomenal because I would have actual data. These people are not, they're not, they're journalists, they're scientists, they're people that, they're lawyers. They look at all this stuff and they don't have a tilt. They don't have a tilt. Okay, let's look at what you guys. Hey, I got a obligatory thumbs down. It came back. Look at that. Listen, I'm going to tell you people, if any of you think, if there's anybody that's thinking of mass reporting me for anything, don't do it because I'm going to find you. I'm going to find you. Yeah, you're good at that. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Because it's something I really want. I want inside the EPA. And I can't afford it. To be a proper journalist, sometimes you really need to have the excellent material that is, I don't want to read what another journalist wrote. I want to digest it and inform you from the actual court cases. I mean, if I have to, I'll have to go into the Federal Register. I'll have to look at the state's DE departments like New York's Environmental Conservation. I'll have to look at the the EPA and see, and people say, well, there's no EPA left. That's not true. Lee Zeldin has not dismantled it all the way. But the corporations, they are suing the EPA to roll back regulations, all this. They're still going through some of this stuff, but I think it's really important. And I think I'm the perfect person to do a show inside the EPA because I hate Lee Zeldin more than I hate him. And I never had the hate in my life. All these years of you watching me on this show, I don't know if I would talk about hate, but I have it in my heart and I don't like it. But how do you not when our country is being destroyed, and therefore, by virtue of the fact that the United States is becoming an authoritarian outcast, because even Xi and North Korea and Russia laughing. They're laughing at the orange turd because he's a complete moron. And he's rebuilding it's absolutely awful. You know what? I want to see, there is one more picture. What the hell? One more picture. If I can find the meme that I did, that I got. There's a couple more that I thought were funny, but I'm not sure if I saved it to my pictures or not. And if you give me a minute. Oh, here it is. Yeah. I hope. Oops. Uh-oh. Let me see. I hope I live long enough to see this happen. Yeah. I hope I live long enough to see that happen. These people are tacky. It's like, what do you think he's patterning himself after Saddam Hussein? And Ivana, she had just this disgusting taste. It's gauche. It's nouveau riche. Reminds me of the Gilded Age. Hideous stuff. Look at the gold toilet. I hope I live long enough. All right, so now that we've been an hour, I will be back Tuesday night with Elliot, which is going to be a terrific show. Yeah, they must be loving this. I got a total of 108 people watching. Where are y'all watching from? It is gaudy. It's disgusting. It is. Let me see how many people. I don't know if I can tell how many people are watching on X. It's hard to know. Let me see. It really is hard to know. People watch on it, but you can't see it. You can't see it. Oh, hell with it. And like I said, Twitch has just a few people, so I don't know. Let me do this and see. No, everybody's here. I'm not going to cancel Twitch like I did last time. That's why I couldn't get my name back. That's why it's Sandy Environmental Coffee, and they still did not answer my... It is. It's a bad dream. I wish I would wake up. I love you guys. I do. I'm so appreciative. I'm so grateful to be back. I can't even tell you, my summer, like I said, it was really horrible. And physically, I started in April when I got peritonitis and the surgery I had, and then this August thing, and which I never told you about, the neurological nightmare I went through for 3 weeks that lives in my spine that came out from the surgery. So, yeah, hi. You'll see me Tuesday night, 9 p.m. with Elliot. It's going to be a good show. We have a lot of stuff to talk about, and I really want to... yeah, I know, but not been easy for you either. No, a lot of us have. He's playing hooky. I let him know, but he might be sleeping. Yeah, I'm happy to be back on YouTube, everybody. I really am. It is fantastic. Thank you, Alex, for talking me into doing this morning. And when I finish here, I'll be going to tend to the kitties, play with them, and then I will be cutting up my beautiful Roma tomatoes. Thank you, Bella Lugrisi, for sending me those plants for my birthday, and I have more. I will be going out to the garden to pick whatever, and then it will be processing day. I don't know. Maybe I'll make a new video. I mean, I'm sure that you guys like some of those videos because I have so many different playlists, which took longer to come back, but it's great. All right, guys, don't forget, buy me a coffee, join the channel, help me out to keep this goddamn thing going. I want to say thank you to Wanda. Thank you so much for the super chat. That was lovely. And Kanal, thank you. Oh, you missed me. I didn't really go, but I just wasn't on YouTube. And Nadia, great to have you back, still in Berlin. I love you, sweetheart, but it's coming along. Full SMOC reversal, microbial extinction, etc. are apocalyptic. And of course, we all want to say thank Cheryl Josie, who went to Google in person. I mean, I love Cheryl. I feel a lot of love in my heart for Cheryl. And Cheryl's looking, hey, you ever want to move near me, Cheryl? You got a sister, baby. You got a sister. You do. And my favorites. You're all wonderful. Hey, hi. From the UK, the extraordinaire moderator for Sam Cedar, The Majority Report, one of my favorites. That is a good show. And Emma Vigeland has really done well. She's incredible. Yeah. All right. All right, guys. Love you. See you Tuesday night. Boop, boop, boop.